Sometimes in life, the greatest transformations begin not with dramatic leaps, but with a single step that gently shifts the direction of our journey. One step forward can change everything is a reminder that change does not demand perfection or heroism, it demands willingness. It is a book that speaks softly but powerfully, weaving its lessons through stories, reflections, and gentle encouragement. Its message is simple: progress begins the moment you choose to move, even if that movement is small, shaky, or uncertain. At its heart, the book follows the journey of several individuals who find themselves standing at the crossroads of fear, doubt, and possibility. Their stories are reminders that every life holds a quiet turning point, a moment where one decision, one effort, one step shifts everything that follows. Each character represents a different struggle, yet their transformations echo a universal truth: that the human spirit grows when it refuses to stand still in the face of difficulty. One of the central characters, Ian, is introduced as a man deeply weighed down by past failures. He carries regrets like heavy stones in his pockets, each one reminding him of something he did not do, something he could not finish, or something he believes he ruined. His life becomes a museum of almosts, a place where dreams remain locked behind glass. Yet the book gently reveals that Ian's stagnation is not due to lack of ability, but lack of belief. He is waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, the perfect clarity, before moving. And like many of us, he convinces himself that waiting is safer than risking. But the turning point comes unexpectedly. One day, he meets an elderly man on a quiet, forgotten road, a man who simply tells him, "You're not stuck. You're paused. Press play." This small interaction becomes the spark that begins Ian's transformation. He does not change overnight. He does not suddenly become confident. But he takes one step. He revisits the abandoned dream he had feared touching for years. That single step becomes the seed of momentum. Through Ian's story, the book teaches that movement, no matter how tiny, has its own magic. Motion creates clarity, and clarity creates courage. Another powerful story is of Mira, a young woman whose life appears perfect from the outside: stable job, supportive family, predictable structure. But inside, she feels like a ghost drifting through her own existence. She has spent years pleasing others, fulfilling expectations, following paths laid out by those around her. Her step forward begins when she allows herself a simple but profound permission: the permission to listen to her own voice. That inner whisper, long ignored, grows louder as she pays attention to it. The book uses Mira's journey to illuminate a difficult truth: that the greatest step forward is sometimes the step taken inward, toward authenticity and self-honesty. Mira's transformation teaches that fulfillment does not come from meeting others' standards, but from honoring your inner compass. The book reflects deeply on how many people live in quiet contradiction with their hearts. We fear disappointing others, so we disappoint ourselves. We fear being judged, so we silence our dreams. But Mira's journey shows that just one step taken toward our true desires can unlock a chain reaction of growth, confidence, and inner peace. Throughout the book, the author intertwines these personal journeys with universal principles. One key idea is that fear is not a barrier, it is a doorway. Fear does not mean, stop. Fear means, something meaningful is on the other side. The book does not present fear as an enemy but as a natural companion of growth. It teaches that people often misinterpret fear as a sign to retreat, when in truth it is a signal of potential. Real transformation rarely happens inside comfort zones. The narrative also emphasizes that taking a step forward does not guarantee immediate success. Some steps lead to mistakes, setbacks, or unexpected challenges. The book encourages readers to embrace these with compassion rather than self-criticism. It explains that the purpose of a step is not perfection, it is progress. A step may be messy, incomplete, or uncertain, but it reshapes your relationship with yourself. It teaches you that you are capable of movement, capable of choosing, capable of beginning again. One powerful example used in the book is the image of a mountain climber. When you look at the mountain from its base, the summit seems impossibly far. The distance overwhelms you. But the climber knows a secret: you never climb a mountain at once. You climb it one step, one breath, one choice at a time. Every step, no matter how small, changes your altitude. You are never in the same place twice. The book beautifully connects this with the idea that emotional healing, personal growth, and life change work the same way. You do not heal in a single moment, you heal through thousands of small courageous steps. Another key insight in the book is the importance of letting go of the need to control the entire path. Many people hesitate to take the first step because they cannot see the last one. But the book gently reminds us that no one sees the full journey. The first step does not require knowing steps 2, 3, or 4. It only requires faith that each step will reveal what the next one should be. The journey unfolds only after you begin walking. This idea is illustrated through the story of Horace, who spent years trying to map out his entire future before daring to make a move. His life was an endless cycle of planning, analyzing, and overthinking, and because of that, he remained trapped in the same place. The transformative moment comes when he realizes that clarity does not precede action, clarity follows action. When he finally takes his first imperfect step, the fog in his mind slowly begins to lift. Through Horace, the book offers a deep lesson: you don't need full confidence to begin. You gain confidence by beginning. The book also deeply explores the power of resilience. It acknowledges that every step forward comes with resistance, sometimes from the world, sometimes from within. It highlights the inner conflict that arises when old habits are threatened by new intentions. But instead of portraying struggle as failure, the book invites readers to see struggle as evidence of growth. Just as muscles strengthen through resistance, the mind and spirit strengthen through perseverance. One of the most meaningful reflections in the book is about the nature of time. We often tell ourselves we are too late to start, too late to rebuild, too late to change. But the book dismantles this belief with quiet wisdom. The right time is not a date on the calendar, it is a decision in the heart. Every day you wake up still breathing is a day that holds possibility. The past cannot trap a person who is willing to take even one step forward in the present. As the book moves toward its ending, it brings together its stories, teachings, and examples into a single harmonious message: your life can change in the exact moment you choose to move. Not yesterday, not someday, but now. And that step, however small, becomes the beginning of a new path. The final chapters emphasize the importance of honoring small victories. Progress should be celebrated, not dismissed. Too often, people ignore the small steps because they are focused on the big destination. But the book reminds readers that transformation is a collection of small decisions, repeated with consistency. One step becomes two, two become four, four become momentum. And eventually, momentum becomes identity. By the end of the book, each character stands transformed, not because their lives became perfect, but because they refused to remain where they once were. Ian learns to stop waiting for permission to pursue his dreams. Mira learns to trust her inner voice and build a life aligned with her truth. Horace learns to take action even without full clarity. And the reader learns that taking one step forward, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, or physically, is an act of courage that changes everything. The book concludes with a gentle yet powerful reminder: life does not demand that you leap. It only asks that you move. One step is enough to break stagnation, enough to open a new chapter, enough to remind you that you are capable of shaping your own destiny.